Well, who knew that the subject of cold calling would be so divisive and so controversial? I'll explain in a moment. Well, hi, I'm Larry Hendrick from the Magnum Life at www.themagnumlife.com. And, a short time ago, I did a video about cold calling. And then at about the same time, on several different sales groups on LinkedIn, the topic came up. How beneficial is cold calling? And different questions around that kind of verbiage. And I have been totally and completely amazed at how much controversy has come up. And I think after delving in and reading all of these different things, that part of the controversy stems from the fact that most of us define terms in different ways. Some of us use the terms cold calling when we're referring strictly to dialing out of the phone book. Some people use the term cold calling to mean any first contact with a suspect. Some, including me, use the term cold calling as maybe the initial contact on someone that I think has beyond the suspect range and that I've qualified by doing a little bit of research on the company. And now I just need to get a little closer and a little deeper and find out this very specific information. And I think that's where the controversy lies. I'm a firm believer in cold calling, but in cold calling where we've made full preparations for what we're going to do. If you're just driving down the road and you see a building that looks interesting and you just stop and walk in, that's not a prepared cold call. How beneficial is that going to be? Well, sometimes even what's the phrase? A blind squirrel finds a nut. I've done that kind of cold calling, and every now and then you turn something up that results in a sale. But it takes a lot of those kinds of calls to generate one good prospect. I'm not saying don't do it, I'm just saying be realistic about it. I used to work for a company that required everybody to do 20 cold calls a day plus their other calls. Well, I got to tell you that we turned up business via those cold calls, and they were just pure cold calls, no preparation, no nothing. You would just finish with a couple of appointments in an area, and you would stop and walk into a building and just walk into every door that wasn't unlocked. The problem was it might take you 100 cold calls, what you would do in a week, to generate one prospect. I don't know how efficient that is, because in my different types of sales jobs, if you stop and spend a little bit of time in preparation before making those cold calls, you can narrow, say, that same list of 100 suspects down to maybe 10 that are really possible, and then spend that time working and trying to develop those 10 prospects, turning them into viable leads and or then actual customers. It seems to me that that time is better spent rather than chasing around a lot of non-suspect suspects, if you will. Again, terminology and the way we define words. Well, it's just been interesting watching those. If you are a LinkedIn member, you really need to join a couple of the sales groups and jump in on the cold calling questions. It's been a lot of fun watching that, and very interesting and very informative, I must say. But it's been more than fun. It's really been interesting. Anyway, as usual, let me just tell you, please be careful out there, and we'll see you next time.